strictly for entertainment and educational purposes, focusing on the life, career, and legacy of Elvis Presley. While we aim to provide accurate and engaging material, certain elements may include personal opinions, creative interpretation, or historical speculation. This channel is not affiliated with, endorsed by, or connected to Elvis Presley Enterprises, Graceland, or any official estate representatives. All images, audio, video, and references are used under fair use for commentary, research, and educational discussion. Viewers are encouraged to verify historical details through official sources. The creators of this channel make no claims of ownership over copyrighted material and assume no liability for how the content is interpreted or used. By watching, you agree to these terms and acknowledge the content is provided for entertainment only.
All right, who we got here? Oh, Kyle's in. Hello, Kyle. Patty. Hello. See how long it lasts this time. Well, I think we're gonna have a little fun with the video I got today. I think I'll explain that in a minute. Hello, Natalie. So I'm going to be a little preoccupied here at the beginning here because I'm home alone. The pest controls are around the house, and my puppies are in the room, and they're going nuts because they can't go out there and play with them. So as soon as he leaves, I got to open my door to let him out. Anyway, so we will finish our discussion of the book today, Come Hell or High Water. So, but that's you heard the disclaimer. Let's go over the rules a little bit. How many we got? We got 12. We got 12 in the house. Who else we got there? Geez, the names. Who was that? Oh, there's Tracy. Hello, Tracy. Did I see
Hello,
Kelsey?
everybody.
Kirsty, hey. I got her. Do I have it in here? I got to add Kirsty's hey in here, too.
Yeah.
Let's just go. I got too much stuff. I got my full of videos in here.
She can hey herself when my hey is off.
Yeah. So I have decided now that when we talk about, so we got the hey, Winterhawk. Kyle always wants to fight. Yeah, Sally, hello. Let me get over here. Let's just catch up with everybody here first. So we got Batty, Winterhawk, Kirsty, Kyle, Tracy. You guys, I'll let you out in a second. Okay, you guys are being really good. Batty. Oh yeah, I saw Kelsey. That's who I saw. Teresa. So we're gonna have fun. So what I did is, I had a video I've had for a while, and it was in German now, and one of the AI program that I have that I use to create our Blue Moon Bob, they have a dubbing where I can transfer things over to translate. It'll dub over the proper language. It's pretty good. That's really good if the video is really good. But so I ran this one through it, and from German into English. It's kind of funny because there's some funny parts where it's kind of off, and so we'll have some good laughs with that, especially when they play some Elvis songs. But it's a video. It's a German-made video, obviously made in German. Speaks in German, but I'm watching for them. But it's got Currie Grant, who was the one that introduced Priscilla. Okay, you guys, don't worry. Who introduced Currie Grant to Priscilla, or introduced Priscilla to Elvis. And then it's got Suzanne FINSTAD, who wrote the book, Child Bride. So it's really, if it wasn't for the fact that the dubbing kind of turns out funny, makes the video kind of humorous, it's just a lot of, I just think it's just something to lighten up the whole thing. But it's the story, but it kind of confirms, or at least it supports some of the things that I've thought about that whole situation with her meeting Elvis, and it's interesting. It's about an hour. Hey, you guys, come on. You guys will be okay. My puppies are in here because I got pest control. Until they leave, I got to keep them in here because they'll go out in the backyard. My wife, anyway, I don't want to, she wasn't able to cancel them in time. So, anyways, that's going to be fun. But real quick, the rules of our channel. Never, ever mention the unmentionable Okay, hold on a second. Oh, you guys, hold on.
Our regular programming shall resume shortly. Please be patient while you listen to a few words from our sponsors. No, I guess the pest control guys need his attention for a couple of seconds, I would assume. Hopefully, I won't have any technical difficulties tonight. If I do, then I kind of know what's wrong because a call out tomorrow with them for them to come check out my hardware. But if all goes well, hopefully there will be no dropouts tonight.
All right, sorry about that, guys. He's done, so I don't have to let him out because they figure out how to open my door. I have a sliding door, so they got it. They're funny. All right, so anyway, where were we? You can hear me? Everything's fine. I got everything turned back on.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, we're getting to the rules. So we never ever mention the unmentionable. We know who the unmentionable is. So we don't allow that virus into the into here. So you get one warning. I still got to redo this, but I am giving one warning for that because there are going to be people that really aren't aware of that. No politics, no religion, no trolls, and never ever insult another viewer. So I just repeat that because sometimes we have new people here, but we had a great chat yesterday. We had no issues. Let's see where we at.
Yeah, Patty, I think that call out for those poor pest control guys, I wouldn't even put them through that.
Yeah. Yeah, he just as a side note, you guys could kick me out of the group real quick, but I'm just gonna make one side note. He is not liking my rule. He's not happy with my rule, so I don't give a shit. He can move right on, but he's not happy with my rule because he wants the last word. But anyway, this is going
Luckily,
great because ignore, and that's great. Carrie, hey, nice to see you.
luckily
Zoe's,
we don't we
Zoe's
don't make
all the time.
luckily we don't make the rules for other people.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's been fun. You know, it's been fun just moving right along, and
Hmm.
but so the video is going to be fun. I think it's going to be a fun video to watch. So and then we'll get into the rest of the what we were reviewing. We're starting off with the Elisa's death, and it does the comparison between the books and all that. Um, Kyle and everyone is scared of me. We're having a great conversation, just talking about the rules. I'll add a few more. I'll add a few more. Now, what other rules can we add? Um, Cam has to say "hey, hey, hey" every 30 minutes.
Wow.
Kirsty says, "I'm just used to it." Hey, Nadja. Oh, we're getting a good crowd here for 4 o'clock in the afternoon. For me, that's great. A lot of people over in the UK not having to go to bed yet. It's not. What is it? 5 hours. So it's only 9:11. Yeah, yeah. That's coming up next. Kyle. I just played. I'm not gonna play the whole thing because it's about 2 minutes, but we're gonna use it in a video we're gonna put together. So you've all seen my cha-ching girls, the picture. Which we know who because it just seems like everything happens in threes. When a famous person dies, a lot of you know that know about that. That when somebody famous dies, there's going to be two more coming up pretty soon. It just always happens in threes. right? So with Priscilla out there being the queen of it all, you got two more riding right behind her, holding the purse out there for money. I don't care what anybody says. They're doing tours. They're making money off of Elvis' name. So you got Donna Pritchett. I refuse to call her Presley because she wasn't born a Presley. If I change my last name to people who I've got DNA, I could actually be Earp, as in Wyatt Earp, because I'm a distant relative to him. I could be. I'd probably do a background check, find my last. I've got DNA from Charlie Manson. That'd be shitty. But anyways, the only reason no one's been able to answer why, but the only reason that woman has changed her last name is for. That's it. That's my belief. So, anyways, they are to me the. I'm gonna hit that thing for me. The cha-ching girls. You got Bibbidi, and you got Bobbidi, and you got Boo. Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo. So Kyle put together this. It's really cool. It's a theme song, and it's about 2 minutes long. So I'm going to play about 30 seconds of it. But I tell you what, he did an awesome job. Check it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please put your hands together for the
Priscilla's got a story,
cha-ching.
Donna's got a say, and Ginger keeps it fiery every single day. Cha-ching, hear the gossip ring, drama in the spotlight, ooh, the shade they bring. Priscilla, Donna, Ginger, take a bow, all eyes on the queens, it's the moment now.
I love it, man.
Secrets, whispers, history on repeat. Every tale they tell keeps us on our feet. Love, lies, laughter, oh, it's quite the show. Turn up the lights, cause the world's gotta know. Cha-ching, hear the gossip ring, drama in the spotlight, ooh, the shade they bring. Priscilla, Donna, Ginger, take a bow, all eyes on the queens, it's the moment now. Cha-ching, hear the gossip ring. Step to the left, a little bit of sass. Step.
So what do y'all think? That's I think that's great. I mean, we'll play it all the way through. We'll play it all the way through towards the end of it. But I want to give you a little. Oh, what happened? Brent's puppy died. Let me catch up here. So it says that Brent's dog Nita died. He's very upset. Yeah, I know. Well, Kirsty goes, why can't I hear Elvis singing that in my head? Sounds like one of Joe Sin's songs. I just discovered him. He's quite interesting. Winterhawk. Donna probably licked and put her finger in the air to see which way the wind blows. We're blowing to see what side she wants to be on. Yeah, she's all of a sudden, after how many years again? 47, 48 years.
48.
All of a sudden, she's coming out saying Elvis was murdered, and that Vernon said that to her. A distraught father, who's deeply distraught, makes a comment, says he thinks his son was murdered. He thinks his son was murdered, and all of a sudden, it's big news. 47 years later, the rumor's been out there before, and he murdered. He killed himself. He's not dead. He's alive. He's working at Burger King up in Kalamazoo, Michigan. It's just all kinds of stuff that's out there, So and you know what? Of all people that those two have aligned themselves with, is the worst on the internet. It's freaking incredible. So you got Donna Pritchett and you got Ginger Alden, both aligned in selling their stories to the most hateful channel on the internet. I love it. It's hilarious. So anyways, yeah, she's upset about Priscilla's book. Ginger, yeah. Ginger's really upset about it. Where is that? I need to read that. You sent me something, or you posted. Dick Grobe started that shit about being murdered. Really? Joe has a great song called Prissy B should lose the Presley name. Let me see. Let me find that thing. I've got that. I put it into a PDF because it was hard to read with all the different, like 3 or 4 different screens. Where did I put that? Okay. Untitled. No. Ginger. Oh, that's her picture. I know I saved that. Shit.
Hi, Helen. Good to see you.
Oh, Helen's here. Good. Okay, there's the. Okay, I'm just going to do it this. I'm going to show the 4 clips. If you have not read this, I'm going to do it clip by clip. So, let me get rid of the cha-ching girls. Bye, cha-ching. Cha-ching.
I can feel the indigestion.
All right, here's the first screen from Ginger's post. Says, oh, good Lord, how am I supposed to read that myself? Okay, here we go. So it says, hi, everyone. When I see history trying to be written in books and interviews, it's very hard not to speak up when you see yourself or your family unjustly portrayed with hearsay. Can you all see that?
Mm-hmm.
And regurgitated lies in what is obviously an attempt not only to degrade my character, but to diminish what was a very important relationship between Elvis and myself. A relationship which threatens what I know to be a delusional narrative that Elvis wanted to reunite with his ex-wife. I can't speak before my time with Elvis, but after we spoke about, not once, but did Elvis make me feel that this was something he would have wanted in his past or during our time together. Elvis and Priscilla had been separated and divorced for 4 years before. Elvis and I met. Each had gone their own way, but here we are, a seemingly envious ex-wife toward a future wife, wanting to be perceived as the only one by her various actions and words. Elvis and Priscilla had remained friendly because they shared a child, and Priscilla would call when their daughter Lisa was at Graceland visiting Elvis. That's part 1. Part 2. I can't read it.
Because this says I didn't give my permission to use that copyright strike.
Right. And you're in the UK. I can't fight it. Damn. All right. Give a call over to, never mind, to the unmentionable. He's got secrets. Elvis told me he wanted Priscilla and I to be friendly for Lisa's sake. It was something, what she said so far, I agree with. I don't go so hard on her about a lot of she's not as bad as Priscilla. None. Neither one of the other cha-ching girls are bad, but they're money grubbing right now. It was something I certainly had no problem with at the time. Lisa even had me play the electric organ briefly for Priscilla once over the phone. When Lisa found out about Elvis and my engagement the summer of 1977, she seemed genuinely happy that day. That kind of counteracts what Lisa wrote, right? I don't think Lisa was really fond of Ginger. And which would be kind of a normal reaction anyways with a child. She called me her second mommy quickly, and in front of Elvis and me giggled, telling us, I'm going to call you mommy in front of my mommy. It surprised me and Elvis. Her words seemed innocent and were comforting to me at the time. Simply a young girl finding our relationship different from the norm for her dad and Lisa's way of handling it. It was the 9-year-old's giggle. Looking back now, understanding things better, I can't help but feel her comment reflected something which was personally deeper for her and with her own mother. During Elvis and my relationship, he confided a great deal and would tell me, I've loved before, but I've never been in love. I've been 60% happy, 40% happy, but never 100%. A few of his words when asking me to marry him in January of 1997, some of which, okay, part 3. If I leave out one, can I just not only get 3/4 of a strike? Chrissy. I tell you. He shared with a few friends. Another subject brought up during our mini talks was that Priscilla had told him she didn't know how to take care of Lisa. That brought him to tell her, get a pen and paper and write down this word, meditate. which was something Elvis and I frequently did together. It seemed to be one way of him trying to help Priscilla with parenting. Being Elvis's fiance placed me under the microscope, and although approached early on, I held off writing a memoir, eventually feeling I had to for history's sake, because of much misunderstood, wrongful speculations and lies from a select few. I eventually released a book titled Elvis and Ginger in 2014 after marrying, having a son, and waiting until he went off to college. That time was right for me as the person loving and taking care of Elvis, losing and finding him on August 16th of 1977. So now she's the one that found him. Well, I guess she was in order to call downstairs. So, but she had to put on her makeup first, I guess. It had been a huge tragedy for me at a very young age, and it affected my life. We had just hours earlier set our wedding date, with Elvis telling me that not only did he want to announce our engagement from his hometown show in Memphis at the end of his tour, but he, and the last page, also wanted an ad placed in our local paper announcing our engagement. His wishes, unfortunately, did not get to happen, which left me in a vulnerable position. After Elvis passed, I went forward with my life and made a living for myself, something I was proud of. Now, after seeing some pages from Priscilla's new book, I'd like to list a few things and comment, and Elvis would most certainly want me to. 1. How Elvis and I met is completely false. My sister Terry was Miss Tennessee, a wonderful accomplishment, her being a very talented pianist, and Elvis had requested to meet her after he'd broken off with a former girlfriend and been dating around. No one picked me out as her book states. To say that Elvis Presley was a desperate man is extremely disparaging to him. Elvis was never, ever a desperate man, too. There's a lot of as she was told going on in a few of Priscilla's pages in regard to me. She was not around, and no names were listed as to who supposedly told her pure rubbish, which after many years she decided to spread, not knowing if true. I loved Elvis with all of my, and that's all I got. So, you know, she's clarifying. Like, yeah, I mean, I guess she's, stating her case. You know, which one's true, which one's not. I don't know, but Priscilla has definitely set some fire under some people.
This book of hers would definitely not have existed if Lisa was still here, that's for sure.
Christy says, "You've added my surname. Judy Garland is my great grandma." Well, over the rainbow.
Over the rainbow.
Does she not realize if Elvis was still here, this fucking book wouldn't even exist? Judy Garland. And I have her book. I only read a few. I'm going backwards. Christy goes, "I'm kidding." Ooh, that's a good idea. So I'm going backwards. So I'm going. Christy's going to start a channel and talk about you. Who's she talking about? Me? Who?
Yeah.
I'm telling you the whole. Join the crowd. You can't do any worse than what. I don't think anybody can fabricate as many lies as what's been told about me in the last month. There's so much. Unbelievable. I didn't give my permission. Okay, I saw that part. Apologize. I'm sorry. I gotta have it. Hey, Kirsty. I'm so sorry. I don't have the thing, but here you go. I'm telling you, the White House can host UFC events. We need to have the cha-ching. The cha-ching girls dish it out on the front lawn of Grayson. It would be the event of the century. Oh, man, can you imagine the Depends laying around? Oh, my God, that's funny. And we haven't even got anywhere. We haven't even gotten into this. Helen, thanks for the welcome. I didn't even get time to watch on replay. Oh, barf. Yesterday was a good session. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun, you guys. So I played back the replay last night. And I didn't hear any volume. There's a couple of spots when I have a habit of going away from the microphone like that every now and then, and that's just going to happen because of where I am. I'm reaching for something, but overall the volume was fine all the way through. So I know there were a couple of people saying they were having issues, and there's sometimes when I do turn my microphone down when I'm getting a drink or something. I don't want you all to hear me going those kind of noises, but anyway, if it does have a problem, let me know. But if you as long as you can hear Cam and I, and the we're doing good. But you know what? Oh, Jesus. But you know what? Ever since all this shit happened, oh, I'm not even ready for this, am I?
always feel like somebody's watching.
All right, I can't say I've had a problem with the volume. Thank you. Yeah, no mention that Ginger's parents sued Elvis estate to have their house paid off. Yeah, see, it's all about money. Ginger's out there on a tour, and she's making money off of Elvis's name. It's over. You're not a widow. You're not the ex-wife. You're an ex-fiance. Those are quote marks. That's a squiggly 11. Yeah. And then, of course, now all of a sudden, out of nowhere, when Elvis is popular, real big news out there, and Priscilla's out there doing her thing. Well, you know what? It's time to help on the bandwagon. Here comes little Miss Pritchett. Oh, actually, it's Boo. She's Boo. Priscilla's Bobbity, and Ginger's Bibbity. Oh, that'd be cool if this catches on, huh? I'll be sitting there listening to another YouTube channel and go, yeah, well, that's Bibbity right there. That's Bobbity, and that's Boo. I know I can get them with the copy strike. Ooh, I can make some money. Better watch out over there across the pond. I might get you for saying Bibbity Bobbity Boo. Oh, I missed my mouth. All right, guys. So we got a lot of stuff to go over here. I'm glad I was able to find that with Ginger. I tried to look for it the other day. We read Riley's email to. Oh, that just blew me away. That email. That was something. What Riley said to her mother, she just called her out. She just totally called her out about the lawsuit.
To her grandma, you mean?
Yeah, they all, to Nona, to Bobbity. They all blabbed to the press anytime money was, The strangest thing was when she described the wedding dress Elvis wanted. Not the dress, but the glass slippers. I was thinking that Sally. Yeah. Okay. I thought it was bunny rabbit ears, Rick. I've lost. Okay, that one went over my head. Bunny rabbit ears. Oh, you thought this was bunny rabbit ears? No, that's a workout for a proctologist.
Ew. Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
We're kind of digressing. I'm having fun, you guys. 4:00 in the afternoon, Monday. This is fun. Let's make it all fun because it's a frustrating subject, but that's why I do. I think it's really good that we do this outside our normal stuff because the people that are here know what the subject's going to be. And so, previously when I was doing it on a coffee date, now that we had a mixture of people who didn't want to be here or that. I know poor Patty, she'd had enough, and that's all understood because you can just have enough of listening to her shit, especially when you sat there and watched all these freaking interviews. And once again, anybody that's interested in hearing the virtual review that's not out there, unless somebody's got a cell phone video of it, I've got the actual broadcast through the virtual stream of the interview from her the day after the book was released. If you want to see that, email me at, is it in this one? No, of course not. Elvis A-Z at gmail.com. That's my email address, guys. And if you want it, just let me know and I'll send you the link to it. I'm not going to put it out here because I just want you guys to. I just did, didn't I? Oh no, that's the email to me. Yeah. You know, so if I don't know who you are, if your name on here is different than your email name, let me know who you are. You know, like Winterhawk. You know, just let me know that it's Winterhawk in case your name's like Bibbity or something like that. It's stupid. Batty, thanks for understanding that, Rick. She just wants. No, I totally understand it. Kyle, Cam, and I both get to the point where we've had enough of it. When you start reading it, and we don't even know half the shit. But we're gonna have fun with this video. You all need to watch the TV movie Ginger starred in.
Yeah, she made a movie in 1979 or 1980.
I'll find it and see. That's me, Rick. Notice me swooning. I'll have to check that out. Ginger in a movie. My email is I think you've emailed me, Patty. I think I've got your email address, but just send me an email and I'll send you the link and you can watch it. Now, here's something cool. We got the movie watch coming up next week. I got to adjust the times on the notification because Cam very nicely pointed it out, and I'm glad he did because I would have never caught it. The time, what I had written in it was a little off. So I'm going to correct that. But we're going to be watching Aloha from Hawaii. I'm going to do a Zoom party watch, and it's going to be see how many people join in. I'm doing it 2 different times to try to cover some good zones. So y'all can watch it twice if you want. So I'm excited about doing that. See how it goes because I'm going to start doing movie watches every other week. So I'll do them twice. I got to pace myself. So I still need the time off in between. But that's not as challenging now that I've got that figured out. So the movie watch. Now, I have the movie that was that was made for TV with Don Johnson as Elvis and Stephanie Zimbalist as Linda Thompson, called Elvis and the Beauty Queen. I have that. So I uploaded it to see if it gave me any copyrights, and I have full permission to run it on YouTube. So I might do a movie watch on YouTube with it. But if not, then we'll just do it in the Zoom. But it'll be kind of cool to get people. I know some people are weary of getting on the Zoom and all that, but you don't have to show your video. You don't even have to do your voice. It's all, you can do it all in chat. So you can just join in on the chat and we can chat and talk and have fun. Yeah, Don Johnson. I feel like I'm watching, what was it, Crockett? I expect him to be in a blue blazer with a white T-shirt and white pants and deck shoes, coming to solve a crime. Hey, baby, this is Elvis.
There we go. Tracy helped you out. She said the movie's called Living Legend.
Living Legend. Ooh, I'll see if I got that. I'm having trouble with my search on my computer. I'm kind of worried about that. I don't want to lose my. I'll find it. Living Legend.
It's so bad it's good.
Some of those. There's some movies that were made with Elvis as a theme. They were kind of bad, but they were good. The one I think it's called Finding Graceland. It's with Kim Basinger and I can't think of his name. He's a popular actor. And it's the story's based around Elvis. It's actually a pretty good movie. And then there's some other ones that are just pukers, but they're kind of fun to watch. Of course, Don Johnson looks like Elvis. Yeah, he does.
Well, he looks a lot better than that twat they used in what was the movie when Elvis met Nixon.
Oh yeah. Now that guy's a great actor, but he's not Elvis. Why didn't you get somebody at least look close looked, more like Elvis instead of Lamar Fike on steroids. He looked absolutely terrible. But I don't understand why they cast him, because he's a great actor. He was in the Pacific. He's been in a lot of movies. He was in Groundhog Day. He's I can't see, is Michael something, but he's a really good actor. Johan, he's with us. All right, where am I at? Let's get to the layers. What have I got loaded up in here? So that's videos. So I've covered the ginger. Let me get rid of those so I don't pop those in here again. And then we're going to show the movie. And we got a little tree here. We talked about it yesterday. That's a good one too. Heartbreak Hotel. That's a pretty good movie. Or is it Heartbreak Kid? You talking about Heartbreak Kid or Heartbreak Hotel? There's really a lot of good ones. Michael Shannon. Yeah, he's a great actor. He's been in some really good movies. And he's been nominated and all that. I like him in, the roles he's played, like a detective and in the service and all that. He was with Ben, Benifer. I'm bad with names lately. I suck at remembering names. So I mentioned this yesterday, and I didn't have it at hand, but I have it at hand. So we've had the cha-ching girls, but now we've got Bobbity. We've got Bobbity singing Trouble.
If you're looking for trouble, look right in my face. I was born standing up, talking back. My dad, he was a green-eyed mountain jack. My little name is don't you mess around with me.
Thank you, Winterhawk. That's enough of her. Yeah, it was Ben Affleck. I like him. He's him and his brother are great actors. Close your ears. That's right. Natalie.
I can't. Hearing that woman speak is bad enough, and then having to hear her massacre Elvis song is just one too much.
Kirsty, is that Godzilla? All right, so I got a movie here, and it's gonna. So let me explain it again, because some of you joined in afterwards. So this movie, some of you may have seen it. I know that I talked to someone today over in the UK that she said she's seen the movie, and so I know that it's probably been seen over there. It was made in Germany, or it's got a German, but everybody speaks, except for some of the English people. They speak English, but what happens is when they change them, they change their voice. So, like, you'll get it. You'll see what I mean. The dubbing system I use is the dubbing one that I use for AI voices, increase my Blue Moon Bob and some of the other narration AI voices. I've got my voice cloned, so I could actually do a whole thing and it sounds like me. I've got well, I'll leave it there. I don't want any lawsuits. So anyway, so I did the dubbing. I went back to play it. I was listening to it last night to see what it was all about and see if there was any porn music in the background. And the stories, it's got Suzanne Finstad, who wrote Child Bride. So it's kind of based around that book. It's got Currie Grant, who, introduced Elvis to Priscilla, however it began, whether he tells the story that she approached him about meeting him. It's got it's kind of got a, it slants towards, it slants towards the book Child Bride. So anyways, it's about 50 minutes long. Damn, that pin's sticking me in the head. I got on my damn. I got a pin. I got to take that off. Ouch. Okay, hold on a second, guys. I don't want you to see my bald head. It would be disastrous.
The regular programming shall resume shortly.
I would have to
Please take a minute while we hear some new words from our sponsors.
All right. I had my TCB lightning bolt on there, and somehow the little, it's going all the way through. I need to trim that down a little bit. Sticking me in the head. The name of the movie is Elvis and Priscilla. Here we go. Let's have some fun.
He is the superstar of rock and roll, Elvis Presley, the idol that millions of girls long for. But the singer's great love is not allowed to appear in public for years.
Wenn du an Elvis denkst, when you think of the myth of Elvis Presley, the most fascinating aspect is the relationship with the little girl Priscilla Beaulieu. She was only 14 when they met.
During his military service in Germany, the king of rock and roll met the underage girl Priscilla in 1959.
Yeah, you have to forgive the syncing of the lips to the words because it's not going to be perfect, but it's kind of an interesting film.
She was determined to meet Elvis Presley, come what may.
Elvis's relationship with the 14-year-old daughter of an Air Force captain almost cost him his career. For years, both maintained the myth of having no sex before marriage. Is that true?
Above all, Priscilla Presley sticks to her version of the love story to this day. Anyone who dares to doubt the seemingly unblemished love is sued by her.
Priscilla's story is a bit diffuse. There is her autobiography that she wrote.
I do not endorse this this film either. This is for entertainment purposes.
Kyle.
Okay, I'm missing the comments. What happened?
Kyle says, I smell bullshit.
This is from 2015 now, according to the research I found. It's a voice. That voice is an AI. That's what I told you. It's going to be more funny than anything else. But you're going to find one where the woman goes, well, I'll get it to that. I'm not going to spoil it.
There are also other publications by other authors that is not necessarily congruent. You can already see deviations there.
After Elvis's death, the king's appendage becomes the regent of his empire. She ensures that the Elvis brand primarily
His appendage?
His appendage. All right. This is when the comments come in from the ladies. It's about his appendage.
One thing, money. A lot of money. Even decades after the superstar's death.
Nordis' AI has a German accent. There we go.
It is the sensation for Germany's youth. 1958, Elvis arrives in Bremerhaven. The 23-year-old has to perform his...
We're only 2 minutes into a 50-minute movie, and we're speaking about Elvis's appendage in a German accent. The guy's tiny white
military service in Germany. With every step and every move, he makes women's hearts beat faster in the coming months, even thousands of kilometers away. In Texas, a 13-year-old girl is infatuated with the star. It is Priscilla Beaulieu.
She just thought he was the most attractive guy she had ever seen. She had a crush on him and imagined being the wife of Elvis Presley.
At this point, Elvis is already a superstar, an icon of rock and roll. Priscilla collects every snippet of Elvis she can get her hands on. She absolutely wants to meet the star and already has a plan for how that should happen. Her father, Paul, is in the Air Force. The family moves regularly. The next destination is in Germany, Wiesbaden. Shortly before the overseas trip, the Beaulieus visit relatives to say goodbye.
Yeah, bold you.
I looked through thinking that there might I went through the local press from back then, hoping to find gossip stories about the comings and goings of people.
You're so true.
And indeed, I found an article about Priscilla. It said that she was saying goodbye to relatives before her departure to Wiesbaden and would meet Elvis Presley in Germany.
Und dass sie Elvis Presley treffen würde.
Tank soldier Elvis lives a secluded life in Friedberg near Frankfurt. He does not give concerts. Sometimes he allows himself to be photographed on the street. Elvis spends his free time with friends, a group of men, including Cary Grant. He is in the Air Force. He remembers his first encounter with the star well.
Elvis sat in the chair, and I gave him my left hand because I had something in my right.
You know what movie they're talking about, Cam? Fatal Attraction. Did you ever see that?
No.
Yeah, this is a brief. What it is, it's about this guy, his wife's out of town or something like that. He winds up having an affair with somebody he meets through a business meeting or some kind of like that, and he wind up having an affair with. She comes she becomes obsessive. She's like this, and he has not. He wants anything to do with her, and so she just gets worse and worse, and the story just keeps going. Where she's, one day he comes home and she's sitting in the living room talking to his wife, and she's making friends with him. She has no idea who it is, and then it gets worse and worse. As she comes home, the daughter has a pet bunny. I don't know. His wife comes home, or it's been a while, but one of them come home, and the bunny's is cooking in the pot. The stove. That's what was meant by the hide your pet bunnies. You got to check it out. It's with Michael Douglas and Glenn Close, and I think she was nominated, wasn't she? I think she was nominated for an Oscar for that or something.
He then made a complete turn and offered me his right hand again. That's when I got it and gave him my right hand. No left handshake, you understand? That's how he was.
You always shake with your right hand.
Yeah.
Elvis lives outside the barracks. He is allowed to do so like all soldiers who have come to Germany with their families. In Bad Nauheim, a few kilometers from the barracks, he occupies an entire house. His father Vernon, his grandmother Minnie, and 2 cousins accompany him. The star does not want to be alone.
When Elvis came to Germany, he was someone who was in mourning. His mother had just died, and she was the person in his life who gave him support and also told him what was acceptable and what was not.
When the conversation in the living room turned to that, he stood up and went upstairs. Tears welled up in his eyes. That was sad.
He looks like a slimy
He loved his
guy.
mother more than anything else in the world.
As soon as 23-year-old Elvis steps out,
he may want to hold it. He may have wanted to hold his appendage, not just his hand.
Female fans of all ages swarm him. They want autographs, and some hope for more. It's not only a pleasure for the star, his buddies also benefit from it.
Yeah, that's Currie Grant, that guy.
I found it fantastic. You didn't have to go outside to see pretty girls. They were always around Elvis. They swarmed around him like flies around honey. They were just there or dropped by.
Oh, my soul. Now the voice
Approximately
changed.
70 kilometers from Bad Nauheim lies Wiesbaden.
No, I don't
American
either,
soldiers
Natalie.
are stationed here as well. Since the summer of 1959, Priscilla has been living in the city with her parents and siblings. The 14-year-old attends an American high school and presents herself confidently.
She felt destined for something greater. She sensed that something significant would happen to her.
Priscilla is an average student. She shows
He said, now Currie's from Scotland now. And Tracy goes, it's just changed to a Welsh accent.
little enthusiasm for studying, but much more in her free time.
She seemed like a fragile Chinese porcelain doll, shy and submissive. In reality, she was the opposite. Priscilla is the classic girl who always got what she wanted. She is always focused and keeps her goal in sight.
Just a few steps from Priscilla's parents' house is the Eagle Club, an entertainment venue for the American soldiers. Coffee, library, bar, theater and disco all under one roof. Actually, a club for adults. But one afternoon in September 1959, Priscilla is looking for a change here.
I saw her come in and paused for a moment because she was so beautiful. She walked past me, an incredibly beautiful girl. That's when I saw her for the first time, but we didn't exchange a word.
The myth is that one day, Currie tapped her on the shoulder and asked, "Hey girl, would you like to meet Elvis Presley?" This version of the story is described by Priscilla in her book and has been told for years. But in reality, it wasn't that simple.
What happened back then in the Eagle Club will occupy a court in 1998. Priscilla Presley wants to have her version of the love story between Elvis and her written into the history books by court order. She claims to have met Elvis by chance without her own doing.
I said hi or hello. She looked at me, smiled, and walked on. Okay.
A few days later, Currie Grant is back at the Eagle Club. He works there in his free time.
A little girl looked around searchingly. That was the one I had tried to greet. When she saw me in the corner, she came straight towards me. I thought to myself, aha, you want something? I laughed at myself. She said hello, and I said hi. Is it true that you and your wife are always with Elvis? Yes, that's true. Then she said, I would like to meet him. And I said, I understand. Lots of girls want that. Sit down, then we can talk about it.
The 27-year-old Currie Grant notices how gracefully Priscilla sits in the chair, completely upright, with bent legs. Later, she tells him her mother taught her to behave like a model.
Well, I would hope she's sitting in the chair with bent legs.
How old are you? I asked her.
14?
14? She looked like 16. 14? She looked down. Yes, I look older. My goodness, so young, I said. As long as I haven't spoken to your parents, I won't bring you near Elvis.
Elvis's friend has another concern.
If you want to meet the rock and roll star, you have to go through his friends. This story is as old as rock and roll itself. It is known that Currie made it clear to her that he could introduce her to Elvis if Priscilla did Currie a favor in return.
She and I had a little, affair before I took her to him.
That's what I'm telling you. I think the AI was probably going, huh? How do I do this?
This AI voice reminds me of that scene in the scary movies. Hello, Sydney.
Get out now.
Currie Grant visits Priscilla's parents. They react differently than expected. Priscilla's mother, Anne, is thrilled.
She was a huge Elvis fan. She seemed more excited than her husband about a meeting between Priscilla and Elvis. The father was nice, a captain. I was cautious because we were both in the Air Force. That worried me a little.
In the end, I told the mother we would pick her up at 6 o'clock tomorrow, and the mother just replied, Currie, she will be ready. And Beaulieu not only agrees to her 14-year-old daughter's date with the 10-year-older sex symbol, Elvis. The dedicated mother also decides on the appropriate look for the date. From magazines, she knows what type of woman Elvis likes.
Suzanne and Priscilla styled Priscilla's hair and her entire look to resemble the mirror image of Deborah Paget. They knew this attracted Elvis. It was a little conspiracy between Priscilla and her mother to present Priscilla in a way that Elvis could not resist.
Will she appeal to Elvis, and would he take notice of the schoolgirl? When Cary Grant picks her up, Priscilla does not suspect that the next few hours would change her life forever.
Yeah. Okay.
She was a chatterbox, asked 15 questions in 15 minutes, and I explained to her, Priscilla, that won't work with Elvis.
That's what I've always thought.
I had known Elvis for 3 months, had seen him with many girls, and knew Elvis didn't like girls who talked a lot and asked questions. The best thing I drilled into her.
And I said this, if not once, 100 times, and whenever we talk about Priscilla, I believe that they planned this from the beginning. I think I don't know how much her father was involved at the time, but just stuff like this right here, and I hold some of it to be accurate, because at the end of the day, what freaking parent would send their 14-year-old daughter over to the house that's full of guys, who's a rock star, who has every woman, they got women all stand outside, and sends your daughter over to spend the evening with them? That's a pretty bad mother.
Yes,
that came out kind of funny. That's one bad mother.
Sally hit the nail on the head.
What'd she say?
Priscilla's mother was her pimp.
Yep.
It's exactly that.
Why does that woman sound like she's had a stroke? Oh, you haven't heard the best of it yet. Wait till you hear the Elvis songs.
Is to let him ask the questions. Be as calm and reserved as you can. Just look cute, like you always do when you're not speaking. Very silent and just look cute, like you always do when you are not talking.
The 70 kilometers from Wiesbaden to Bad Nauheim must have seemed endless to the student. She must have repeatedly asked herself, how will Elvis react?
70 miles?
70 kilometers.
That's about 100 miles.
When I got there, I pulled Priscilla by the arm next to me. I wanted to say, Elvis, this is but I couldn't manage to say her name. He jumped up, extended his hand, and said, Hi, my name is Elvis. Just like that. My name is Elvis. Then he walked across the room, tinkered on the piano, and asked, What was your name? My wife and I looked at each other. What the hell is wrong with him? We had never experienced him like this before.
Not half an hour after meeting, the star takes the underage girl to his room. No one is bothered by it.
Everyone around him were his servants. And when the king wants something, the king gets it.
It was 11 o'clock.
Like
At this time, I was supposed to take her home. They were still upstairs. It became 11:30. I walked around, sat down, then got up again.
Cary Grant is gradually becoming uncomfortable. After all, he promised Priscilla's father to bring the girl home on time. The other guests have long since...
Oh, what a thrilling narrator there.
Can you imagine if this guy had to do an audiobook?
Oh, God.
It would take you 30 years.
Left.
Yeah.
At 12:30, I told myself I have to get them out of there.
AI's falling asleep. They're so
At 10
bored.
to 1, they came down. I heard the door upstairs. Priscilla, we have to go, I said. I didn't look at either Elvis or her. Went out first, left the front door open. Elvis followed us to the front yard. He never did that before. As I stood by the fence, he begged me, "Bring her back, Cary."
Drama.
Will Cary Grant get into trouble with Priscilla's parents? While Priscilla sits blissfully in the back seat, the soldier already sees himself standing before the military court. It is not until 2 o'clock in the morning that they are back in Wiesbaden.
The door opened and I talked. I'm sorry, we lost track of time. Elvis was singing. I talked to the mother. She interrupted me. It's okay, Cary. She pulled Priscilla in and said, Priscilla, darling, go to bed. School is tomorrow.
Cary Grant drives home.
2 in the morning on a school night? Yeah, very good parenting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's really that just this whole thing just pisses me off. You know, it pisses me off at her mother more than anybody right now. The whole situation really pisses me off about the parents. If the parents had been parents and treated their daughter the way they should have and protected her, it would have never happened.
No wonder she's as screwed up as she is, because basically from the age of 14, she's been ruling the roost.
I would never have let my daughter go up there. I don't care who he is. I am very strict. I come from a strictly religious family. At 14, no, I'm sorry.
In the next 5 months, Priscilla visits Elvis almost every day, the student for her double life. During the day, she attends school, and in the evening, the superstar. The teenagers in front of Elvis's house notice that a girl shows up regularly.
From September 1959, there was Priscilla, but for us teenagers, she was one of many girls who were let out at Goethestraße 14. She was brought and picked up. She was somehow sheltered. She was still very young. You could see that. She was then picked up in Wiesbaden. She was also taken back sometimes by taxi or by Elvis himself or by Red West or by her father who drove her. We didn't talk to Priscilla. She was very shy, so she was one of many girls.
Why does her mother allow the relationship with the womanizer who is 10 years older?
Anne is a typical skating mom. She identified with her daughter Priscilla. In some ways, she lived through Priscilla in a very complicated psychological way.
I guess the AI didn't catch what she was saying at that time.
Mother and daughter share a secret. 3 years earlier, Priscilla accidentally discovered that her father, Paul Beaulieu, is not her biological father. The mother asks her daughter not to tell anyone about it. The intact family facade should be maintained.
Explain to me why somebody would do that. Why would you hide? What would be bad about him being a stepfather?
Yeah, no, I've never.
Her father dies, unless there was some mysterious way he died. I don't know. I'm throwing another thing into the mix, but let's just set that aside. What's bad about it?
I've never understood that either.
It makes no sense. I mean, he adopted her, obviously, because she's got his last name. And you want to keep it a secret? What's it going to do? Ruin his military career because he's a stepfather? That just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Was the real father really still alive?
Probably this led to a feeling of loneliness and being different. Exactly this connected her with Elvis and Elvis with Priscilla.
The girl confides in Elvis and
Dream just stopped. Policy violation.
Tells him about the family secret.
He was an adult, 24 or 25 years old. She was 14.
This is what I was talking about. This is Suzanne's voice at this point. It made her sound like a little demented. What's that little doll? What's that little Annabelle doll or something like that?
When they met, he is a father figure. There was a transfer from the father.
Oh shit, we just got blocked.
Really?
Yep. Put in the comment. Somebody put in the comment that we'll we're coming right back, just to hang. We got to stop the video.
Okay. Really?
I don't even know what happened to my phone.
He is the superstar of rock and roll, Elvis Presley, the idol.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
Okay. Well, guys, we're back online. Well, I guess I got shot down for that video. I don't know if it's going to be a strike, but we'll find out here soon enough. So we'll just get to the book. Copyright now. I'm looking to see what it says. All right. Well, we won't be able to watch the rest of that, guys. So what we'll do is we'll go straight to the book. What I'll do is, if you guys are in Discord and you guys, you hear me still, Cam?
Yeah.
If you're in Discord, send me. What I'll do is I'll upload it to my Google, and you guys want to see it, or we'll just do a movie watch. Yeah, it was fun. I got so. Yeah, they shut me down on it. Didn't even realize it. I loaded it up to have a copyright checked, and they said it was fine. But anyways, fortunately, I didn't get a. I'm not getting a strike, so that I know of. I'm looking at my email right now. iStream was interrupted. Okay, so anyways, can't get back to that. Yeah, it's actually quite hilarious. The rest of it got even better through it, but obviously we can't do it. So I'll do it on a Zoom. You guys want to watch the rest of it? I'll put it on a Zoom. It's pretty funny.
I must say that is pretty strange that we got hit with a strike for an AI video.
Oh no. To the moon, Bob. All right, guys, that's it. I was on Discord that one time and never could find you again. You can't find me again on Discord? No, it's something. There's probably an algorithm that picked it up. YouTube's got all kinds of algorithms. But I don't know. I don't know why. I always upload the videos, but it's no big deal. It's not a strike or anything. So PMSL Cam. All right, let's get to this. Let's get to what we're doing.
He is the superstar of rock and roll.
No.
Elvis Presley, the idol that millions of...
Actually, I don't want to do that again. So what I got to do here is I got to go over to this. Take that out here so I don't get it. Okay, well, Patty, send me... I'll send you a new link to Discord. Actually, you know what? I don't want to do it in here. So,
let Patty send you an email, and then you just reply to her email with a new link.
Yeah, send me an email, and I'll send you a link to the video, and to Discord to sign up for Discord. I don't know what happened. I know that there was one time when I cleared out some stuff and a few. I knew your name, so I wouldn't have cleared you out. But we'll get it. I'll get that sorted out. I'm sorry. I don't know why you got bumped out, but I'll get you back in there. We do a lot of notifications for there. Send me an email. Okay. Let me check something. I'll check real quick here. I want to just make sure I do have your email. I'm pretty sure you and I've emailed before somewhere along the line. I've got a lot of you. Oh, Angie. Okay, cool. Angie sent that video. Cam.
Oh, brilliant.
Patty. There we go. I've got your email, and what I'm going to do right now, right this very second. Yeah, that's right. You sent me the pictures of the cape and the jump. Yeah, cool. I remember that. Those pictures. Okay. You guys give me a second, because like Cam says, I have no freaking memory. And he's true. He's on it. He says it. If I don't write it down or do it right then I'm screwed. So
it goes right on the door.
I'm going to send you a link. Invite people. Copy.
5 minutes later.
Yeah, if I'm lucky. See, this is what I like about you guys. You guys are really patient with me. You gotta be with me, So let's see. Reply. I'm just gonna stick it in there and send it to. That didn't sound right, did it? That's not. Never mind. So I just sent you the link, Patty, and then I'll send you the link later for the videos once I get them posted up. Stupid Rick. You can tell when I'm getting old. Please stay on the line. We have emailed before. Yeah, I got it all sent to you. Okay, I think I got something in here too. Kirsty's got a message for me. Oh, more.
Yeah, your call will be answered by the next available operator. Yeah, they love doing that in our country. You call into a call center, and then you hold for like 30 seconds, and then they come with, your call is important to us. Please hold while we connect you to the next available consultant. And then you hold for like 90 seconds, and then you come with the same message again. And then like every 30 seconds, they pop it, and like the third time round, they just disconnect the call. Come on, Kosti, get on your investigative capabilities out there and see if you can find us a leaked version of Epic.
I'm not just back. You guys, everybody's now just catching in. I can't play it anymore. I'm going to upload it to my Google Drive. You can watch it from there, or we'll just throw it into a watch party. I think I'd rather do it in a watch party where we all can laugh our asses off at the same time.
Yeah.
So we'll I'll do that here pretty soon. Actually, I'll do that this week sometime. But you guys got to email me your email addresses if I don't have them, and I'll send you all the link for the Zoom. And then whoever pops in. I sent Rick all the clips I have. Yeah, you just sent me. You sent me 2 more today, and I just downloaded them. So before we move any further, does anybody want to see any more epic videos?
Yeah, I would say that's a rhetorical question.
Which one?
Anyone want to see any more epic videos? Hang on, let me think about that. Like, duh.
Which way did he go? Took me a while to do. All right, guys, here we go. Well, I had two from the day. Maybe these were from yesterday. You know what? I'm a dumbass. These are probably from yesterday. Let me see. It showed that I had a message from you, and these came in. Oh, these were from yesterday. Okay, I don't have any more. Sorry, guys. This is a message. This must have been a message from somebody else. All right, guys, let's get to it. So, let me get the book up here. Our in-depth study. Maybe we can do this in AI voices. Come on, where's it at, man? That's too much. That's too bright. Oh, there we go. I got the disco look. What was that? What was that skit from SNL? Where they're standing at the bar and I can't remember the song. I feel like watching That's the Way It Is, to be honest. Yeah, I wish I could. Oh, I sent you a link of the film Tracy mentioned, but the link didn't work, so I deleted them. Oh, okay. No apologies needed. All right, so let's do this. Let's get to the meat of the order. It's Leon? Oh, that must be Italian accent AI this time. Okay. All I can give you is just a little damn home Southern accent right here. We're just gonna pour this shit all over. We're gonna pour some syrup on it all. That didn't sound good. Let me get the disco lights off. There we go. Rick, Kirsty, I put it on Rick's Discord. Okay, let me open up my Discord again. Is there something that I'm looking for? Tracy, Midnight Rocker, Living Legend. Oh, the full movie. Okay. Do I dare even start a full movie? I'll have to upload it and see if I got any copyrights, but that didn't do too well for me on this one. That's the first time we've been bumped off in a long time. Last time.
I'm surprised though that they bumped us off, considering you translated it into AI, unless they bumped you for the music clips.
That could be. They didn't tell me exactly what they bumped me for. Maybe I don't know.
Because I mean, it wouldn't make sense to bump you for the AI translation.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I can figure, that they probably bumped you for the music.
I think it's kind of funny, whatever it was. You know, it. Let me see. YouTube. Your stream was interrupted. Video title: Softly as I cleave you. Streams rendered with copyright content is detected. It'll tell me when I'm all done what the copyright was, so I'll let y'all know. But it's definitely I don't think a strike, but whatever. I don't care. I'm having fun.
The AI voice was so bad, YouTube was offended.
Wear it with pride. I do. I'm the striker. I am the striker, and I got a gift for the striker who striked me. That's an 11, in case you want to know.
Yeah, finger 11.
I wouldn't put it past somebody just to be playing games with me, if you know what I mean. All right, so window so we're going back to this one. We finished off. Let's see where I got to get it in here. Let's see, add to scene. All right, so let me crop it. Let me crop it.
Crop it so that you can copy it on the screen.
Yeah. I didn't have anything else that was copyrighted material in here anyways, unless they didn't like my bibbity bobbity boo.
No, they would have nailed us before then if that was the
I
case.
just do a counterclaim just like everybody else. The funny thing is, you know what's funny is, so I sent out some strikes to somebody, and I held on to them. They did. I couldn't do anything with them because they were over the pond. But the whole story is that YouTube sided with me, with them, saying I was wrong and I perjured myself about it all. But what they don't realize is that I'm the one that released the copyrights.
Mm-hmm.
I released my claim on them. I've got the emails from YouTube, so I just laughed my ass off. I think it's funny.
And perjury only applies in a case where you're in court, when you're under oath.
Yeah, you're right. You're exactly right. Okay, now I need to move this over to my other screen because I've got a new monitor, you guys, on the other side here so that I can see what the hell I'm doing. Okay, move that over there, and I'm going to move this over here. Oh, yeah, baby. Give it to me. Am I talking out loud?
Yes.
Okay, baby, don't give it to me. All right, guys. So we're here. We're at Lisa Marie's death, and so we're doing a comparison like we were with the rest of the stuff. So it's Lisa Marie's death and legacy, and I want to do that a little bit larger. I think I want to do that just a little bit larger. Let me crop that a little bit more into here and more into here. You guys are so cool. All right. Sally, sex talk again, Rick. All right. So the narratives diverge on the personal. This is all about her death and her legacy. On the personal dynamic between Priscilla and Lisa Marie, particularly regarding the relationship in the years leading up to Lisa's death. In Priscilla's 2025 memoir, she writes about their close bond and shared love for Elvis. She acknowledges that their relationship was strained due to a custody dispute over Lisa's twins, but frames it as a temporary conflict caused by drugs and suspicion. Nothing like bashing your daughter. Priscilla claims to have been a constant support system for her daughter. In Lisa's book, she paints a picture of more complex and strained relationship. She describes a deep-seated sadness that followed her father's death and a feeling of being stuck with this woman. The memoir suggests a pattern of estrangement, with Lisa Marie feeling a lack of emotional attachment to her mother. She recalls her mother being more present after the birth of her twins, but also describes a period of viciousness where her mother became relentless and irrational.
And that's unfortunate. Once you experience that feeling of disconnect, you don't understand why it's there initially, right, but you always experience it. And then one day something will happen. You will either have a conversation with somebody in your family or somebody that really understands the setup, or it might just come to you. And then one day you put the pieces together and you figure out, oh, that's what it is. But yeah, that's it. Once you have that feeling of disconnect from that person, it can never be made right, unfortunately.
Yeah, Winterhawk, you're right. Childhood wounds never really heal, especially if the cause is still present in your life.
Yes. Yeah. And especially if they in utero, if they experienced in utero already.
Yeah.
Then
exactly.
that's basically a red flag from the beginning.
Yeah, the contradictions in these accounts highlight a long-standing pattern of public and private narratives within the Presley family. Priscilla's recent memoir offers a new, more expansive version of her story, but it also creates more points of comparison with her other family members' versions of events. So let me get back over here. So Priscilla's account of this between her first book and the later one. In 1985, Elvis and Me, Priscilla recounts an argument over a record where a chair with records stacked on it was thrown. She writes that Elvis was frustrated with RCA's music choices and grew increasingly discouraged as he went through a stack of demo records. When she voiced her honest opinion that she didn't like a particular song, Elvis snapped. To her horror, a chair came hurtling toward me. She moved out of the way, but one of the records from the chair hit her in the face. Well, that explains it today. She immediately accused him of hitting her on purpose, but he was frantically apologetic and insisted it was an accident. Priscilla states that he felt terrible and that it was an accident. Now, in 2025, I'll try to do my A-E-I-O-U voice. In 25 memoirs, Softly As I Leave You, Priscilla revisits the story. She states that the incident in real life was a little different from how it looked in the film. She clarifies that records were stacked on the chair, and when he threw it, a record flew off and hit her. She insists that Elvis was horrified that it had been hurt and that his actions were childish and dangerous, but it wasn't the same as it hit me intentionally. The film's portrayal and other perspectives. The film Priscilla, shitty movie, Priscilla has claimed that the film's version makes it look like Elvis just lifted up the chair and he just threw it, without the context of the argument. She has publicly stated that while Elvis had a temper, he never hurt anyone and that he was horrific by the accident. Sophia, however, he has stated in interviews that she adapted the scene directly from Priscilla's book, suggesting the film's portrayal was an accurate representation of the source material. In Lisa's book, From Here to the Great Unknown, while not directly addressing the chair incident, offers a general perspective on Elvis's temper. She recalls that when Elvis got angry, everybody would run, duck, and take cover. She describes Elvis as having a kind of funny anger that was not rude to people and that he didn't live there. This implies that his temper was a temporary state that was out of character for the man she knew and loved. He was one of those ones that he, to me, like a lot of people are. And I used to be when I was younger. When I'd get mad, I just had to blow my stack right then. It was over with. Move right on. You know, it's like a pressure cooker. Mm-hmm. In Priscilla Presley's public narrative, a central point of contention is her perception of Michael Jackson and his relationship with her daughter, Lisa Marie. The details and tone of her accounts have shifted over time, revealing a complex and often contradictory story. Why do you hurl a chair with records on it? Wouldn't the records fall off when he picked up the chair? I would think so. Mm-hmm. The only good thing about the Priscilla movie was the cinematography. I didn't watch it. I couldn't watch it all. I started watching it and I couldn't stand the guy that was playing him.
I watched it once and
he looked way too tall. No matter who he was standing next to, he just looked way too tall. You know, he looked like he should be shooting hoops instead of singing loops.
I watched it once.
Priscilla's initial reaction on Jackson. In her 2025 memoir, Softly As I Leave You, Priscilla states that she was appalled by her marriage to Michael Jackson. She felt he was marrying the Presley dynasty to gain public publicity during his child molestation allegations. This sentiment is repeated in various interviews and excerpts where she describes Jackson as a manipulative man whose childlike innocence was merely a public mask. Priscilla's disapproval was so strong that she could practically hear Elvis sigh with relief when Lisa Marie and Jackson divorced. A bizarre relationship. Priscilla has described her personal interactions with Jackson as bizarre. He was just a bizarre guy. I mean, you know, I don't know what to think of him in his personal life. But anyways, you know, he just has some bizarre, you know, look what that guy came from when you think about how he grew up and how he was brutalized and abused by his father, it was, and then his mother just sat back and watched it and let it happen. That's just horrible. She records instances where he would actively avoid her, such as at a house party where he wanted nothing to do with me. Well, when you make it quite clear that you can't stand the guy, what do you think he's going to do? And he chose to play with children instead of talking to adults. At an Elvis event in Memphis, Jackson again avoided her, only offering a sort of smile before leaving the next day, which Priscilla calls the sum total of my direct interactions with my son-in-law during the marriage. Maybe you got to be taking a look at yourself, The issue of children, a significant point of conflict for Priscilla was Jackson's desire to have children with Lisa Marie. On a walk in Hawaii, Priscilla says Lisa Marie confided that Jackson wanted a child, and Priscilla immediately opposed the idea. She writes that she didn't trust his motives and couldn't help but wonder if he wanted to have Elvis's grandchild as proof of virility. She saw his ultimatum to have a baby with Debbie Rowe as a big red flag. Let's see where we can. Lisa liked the bizarre. Yeah, Nicolas Cage was a little bizarre. Priscilla could have got a part in the Thriller video, and she wouldn't need makeup. Yeah, Michael saw right through her bullshit. He wasn't an idiot, I'll tell you that. Amazing. I'm going to sit back here. Hold on. Got to get my feet back up. Anyway. All right, so we're back at it. Ooh, the top of my head. Lisa Marie's own perspective on her marriage to Michael Jackson is revealed in her posthumous memoir and interviews. Both supports and contradicts her mother's claims. Support for Priscilla's fears. Lisa Marie's memoir reveals that she also felt Jackson's desire to have a child was an attempt to control her and that he would eventually dump me, get me out of the picture. She also states that she was unhappy with his level of fame, feeling constantly scrutinized by the media. She even admitted to Oprah Winfrey that she felt manipulated by him and their marriage was plagued by his drug abuse. Contradiction and defense. Despite those shared concerns, Lisa Marie also expressed immense love for Jackson. She claimed that her connection was so insanely strong that he was just fucking normal in private. She defended him against the child molestation allegations and even gave an interview with Diane Sawyer in 1995 to protect him. She said that she was actually so happy with him and that I've never been that happy again. In a particularly striking detail, she notes that Jackson told her he was still a virgin at 35 and that his high-pitched public persona was an act. He aside from the fact that he was just brilliant artist.
He was a brilliant musician, but that was it.
I never really liked his persona.
No, he was a bit of a Fruit Loop in my opinion.
None of my business how he lived.
No.
As long as he was, as long as the allegations that were said about him and children weren't true, go for it. I liked it. I love Billie Jean. That's one of my favorite songs of his. Is the beat, that opening bass run is just incredible. Boom, 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 boom. Really good. Any thoughts, Cam?
With regard to this, no, not. But it's pretty, based on.
Jesus.
Not my side.
I don't know why we're having problems, but I'll be right back.
Can you guys hear me out there though? Am I coming out? Okay, cool.
I don't know what's going on with. Can you say something, Cam?
Something, yeah.
I can hear you now. It's just I don't know why you drop out, why you were dropping out on me, but whatever. It's. I got to figure that out. I think it has to do with the whole. I don't know. I'm gonna have to send a question to EV Mux. So the role of their let me catch up on some comments here. I was telling that Lisa married Danny. Okay, let me just go back a little bit. Priscilla didn't like Danny, Michael Jackson, and never mentioned Nicolas Cage. Appears Lockwood was the only one she had time for.
Because maybe they shared the same MO. Mm-hmm. And Lisa wasn't with Nicolas Cage long enough, really, for Priscilla to form any form of opinion about him anyway.
That only lasted, a few months?
Yeah, 9 months.
I believe Lisa loved, this is from Naja, I believe Lisa loved MJ at the time. Still, I kind of find MJ's fixation on Elvis too much, copying so much. Kirsty, Fruit Loop, LOL. Yeah, I kind of got to agree with you on that. That whole, that whole facial reconstruction, it just, there was nothing wrong with his looks.
No, I think the problem is he suffered from facial dysmorphia, undiagnosed facial dysmorphia.
Well, I know he had that one. Supposedly, he had that one disease that, your skin.
Yeah. It was later confirmed in his autopsy that he did indeed suffer from vitiligo, as he stated.
Yeah, I was a Winterhawk. I was a fan when I was a child, but he always kind of creeped me out.
Yeah, he just there was never ever any form of normalcy with him. It was always, everything just seemed an act. Like, I never ever got the idea from him that he was genuine, really. It was all too well polished.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take away from his ability as an artist. He was brilliant. But as a human being, he was a bit cuckoo.
Tracy, very telling that Lisa married Danny and MJ and never told her mom until after.
I can understand why. I mean, Priscilla never really gave a damn about Lisa anyway, so why would Lisa feel any form of necessity to share anything with her mother?
You're right. Nicolas Cage just wanted to get in Elvis's bedroom. I believe that.
If you could go through what she went through, and always having that overexposed childhood wound be there of your own mother telling you that she purposefully threw herself off a horse in the hope of miscarrying you. Once that is said, it's always there. And why the hell would she want to share anything with Priscilla?
Yeah.
In fact, the mere fact that they were even in the same room at some points, must have been extremely difficult for Lisa.
Well, the body language at the Globes is just, it just screams.
I mean, even if you go back to the interview Lisa did on Oprah over the 2 days she did on Oprah in 2005, the first day of the interview was just Lisa with Oprah, and she was so open and she was so free and she was funny. And the second part of the interview on the second day, when Priscilla came in to join the interview, the moment Priscilla walked onto the stage, and Oprah actually mentioned it, but I picked it up immediately. The moment Priscilla walked onto that stage, Lisa regressed back into her childhood demeanor. She actually she moved back onto the couch and she almost like huddled onto the couch and later when her mother actually left towards the end of the show when Oprah had like the last 7 minutes with Lisa,
Yeah.
she actually admitted to Oprah that the moment her mother walked out on the stage, she regressed into that childhood like demeanor.
You know, when Lisa was always very, she didn't hide any. Well, I don't think she never lied about anything. I don't think she ever lied out of question. But I do feel that there were times when she was asked a question, she gave as little information as she could about it. Told the
Yes,
truth, but it's
yes.
more like, well, yeah.
She had that's where she was very much like Elvis. She was able to give an answer, but at the same time, also, the thought that immediately pops to mind is when he was asked about his political stance
I
at
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Madison Square Garden, where he politely answered, he's just an entertainer. He doesn't want to share that.
Yeah.
Lisa had the same kind of
Yep.
ability where she could give an answer, but she could politely say or politely insinuate that she has a greater view on it, but she would rather not share it.
All right. Now, just how does Riley still keep the peacemaker role in a straight face? I have a feeling that peacemaker role is starting to erode away with this book.
Yeah.
I think this is going to push it over the edge, especially with that you combine that, you already know based upon that email that Riley is not happy with her Nona,
No.
so what happens? That email doesn't mean shit to Priscilla, to Bobbity, Bibbity
No.
Bobbity. It doesn't mean shit to her.
And this is just my uninformed opinion, but as I see it, kudos to Riley's public relations team
Yep.
because they killing fires on the back end. There, I think in that sense, Riley is very much like her mother, but her public relations team are just packing on the ice on the fire that's burning there. And I'm going to say it like I've previously said it. I think the day that Miss whatever she wants to call herself nowadays, the day she shuffles off this little planet and continues her journey wherever that journey will take her, I think Riley's gonna come out with a be all and end all. Whereas now she can't because uh, Priscilla can try to get to Riley through the twins, and
I
Priscilla is
think
the kind of
Riley's doing
person
the
she would
right
do it.
thing right now. I think she's
Yes,
doing the right thing, staying
yes,
out of it.
yes,
I mean, she gives her what as much as support in the media as needs to be,
yes, and
but
she
she
then
doesn't say who she believes.
the clever thing is that's why I give kudos to her PR people
Yeah,
because she's neither confirming nor denying.
right. Smart woman.
And
She learned a lot.
yes,
She learned a lot from her mother, and I think she's gained that. Elvis
she's
was a brilliant man. He was very intelligent, and she didn't get it from her mother's side. I mean, her grandmother's side. She got it from the Presley side.
yeah, she's I think my personal opinion, she's riding out the storm
Yeah.
because I would, I want to try to say this as objectively as possible without sounding like I'm prying, but if it were at all possible, I would love to hear some of those interview tapes that never made it to the book because I
Oh yeah,
think there are a few bombs in those audio tapes.
yeah. I think there's a lot of yeah. Winterhawk sent me that link for those guys bobbing their head. Thank you. That's hilarious. All right, so now let's get back to the book. The role of their shared trauma. Both Priscilla and Lisa Marie's memoirs suggest that their difficult experiences with their superstar partners were a recurring theme. Lisa Marie and Michael Jackson's marriage was a highly publicized event, with the two frequently appearing together in public. The trauma of living with a world-famous husband who had addiction issues and a massive, all-consuming celebrity persona was a key theme in women's lives. Lisa Marie notes that both her father, Elvis, and Michael Jackson had the luxury of creating whatever reality around them they wanted to create, and that this godlike life mixed with addiction led to trouble. She also states that she was drawn to Jackson because he was so not what I thought he was, and that she saw a real person behind the public mask. Ultimately, both women's stories reveal a struggle for control and autonomy in relationships, where their partners' celebrity status and personal demons often overshadowed their individual needs. This is a kind of a script. Where's the narrative overview? So the timeline of narrative control. In 1985, gatekeeping begins. Elvis and Me arrives 8 years after Elvis's death, enshrining Priscilla as the central historian of the relationship and the public's primary lens on Elvis's private life. Tone, romantic, protective, image managed. 24, Lisa Speaks. Lisa Marie's posthumous memoir breaks through myth-making with unfiltered accounts of trauma, parenting, addiction, Michael Edwards, Scientology, and the burden of legacy. Rebuttal by memoir. Softly as I Leave You is marketed as a life after Elvis, but returns repeatedly to the Elvis years. This book is all it is a rebuttal.
Yeah. She speaks nothing of her life after Elvis, nothing.
No. She says very little about the acting. She says very little. All it is about, how bad, how uncontrollable. She just refutes everything. It's really fucking irritating. I was getting madder during the book, and while I was listening and reading the book and having to listen to her, I think for a while I thought it was AI, but she got her little stupid laugh was in there, and I don't think any AI can duplicate that fucking laugh, that obnoxious little laugh coming out of her Tupperware mouth. The relationship. Go ahead.
She has no. And yet again, it just proves that she's using Elvis's name to generate money again. Because look at the front cover. Out of all the images in the world she could possibly have taken.
Wait a minute. What if John Travolta? Okay, I just saw something on no clue. If John Travolta's son is from Lisa's egg, what does that make him? What? Is there a story that I've never heard? John Travolta's son is from Lisa's egg. Someone's got to explain that one to me.
Yeah, I also heard something to that effect a while ago that Lisa donated an egg to John Travolta and his wife.
Wow. Okay, the relationship, innocence, agency, reframing. In 85, she emphasizes a platonic, protected teenhood. That I just wish we got to do a movie watch with the rest of that thing. Protected lens, teenhood, molded by Elvis. Consummation only after marriage. She's naive. He's the gentleman. 25, contextualizes the age gap via era norms and Southern gender roles, adopts the language of choice and complicity. Wanting to please my man while adding omitted details, Mike Stone affair. And the other guy, was it Steve Peck? Is that the guy's name? The same years are told two ways. First is innocence under control. Later is agency within norms. You know, she's just flat out freaking liar. Infidelity. Yeah, you know, she could talk about, she could talk all she wants about the uses, the drugs that Elvis did, but whether he did more than her or not, she still got involved with it. She actually did drug. What she didn't she give Lisa Marie drugs?
Yeah, I remember something to that effect.
And then Michael Edwards, the most damaging divergence. 25 acknowledges the volatile partner with drug uses. Says she learned of his obsession with Lisa later. I can't believe that.
No bullshit.
Recounts confronting him once with the minimizing explanation offered. Lisa alleges ongoing molestation and immediately disclosure to her mother. Describes concrete acts and physical bruising. Depicts maternal minimization and conflict avoidance. This is the sharpest fracture between the accounts. Softly positions Priscilla as belatedly informed. Lisa positions herself as ignored when it mattered. I don't even want to get into the Scientology shit. That's just destructive to any kind of relationship. You got the conflicts in the chair. Softly is conspicuously light on the decades where Priscilla built and leveraged EPE, managed licensing, navigated lawsuits, and shaped the brand's modern myths. And you know what? I don't care how much more we got left in this. We don't have a whole lot more left in this, but I still stand to what I said yesterday, or when was it? The other day? Was it yesterday? When was it we started this book? Friday?
Yeah, I think so.
Thursday or Friday? Yeah, Friday. I don't care who you throw out there. This woman did more damage to the legacy of Elvis than anybody in his life and after. She's done more damage. Period.
And I just figured.
I don't care what any of the others ever said in the books. You can harp on and get chubbies over Elvis, what happened, and all that. You can do that all you want and just sit there and keep showing it all you want. I got news for you. She's the one that needs to be focused on with her book being out right now. And then these other two scragglers coming along trying to get their money grabs. It's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And you know what? I don't need to defend Elvis's name. There's nothing to defend. I need to defend his legacy, but there's nothing we could do to change whatever happened. Whatever she wrote, right now, all I'm doing is exposing her. I look at this as exposing, because we can't do anything about what happened in the past. Nothing. But she needs to be exposed as the manipulative, lying bitch that she is. And then the other two come along. They need to be exposed for who they are. You don't change your name to Presley for anything other than money. Period. Nothing else.
Yeah.
It's a scam, and whoever believes it are suckers. Pure, flat out suckers. And that's my rant for the day. Okay, my word's been said. Priscilla did an immense amount of damage, and none of it was undone by any of the other women. Lisa's was the only one who could contend with and overshadow her. Yeah. Nadja, you never got your book? Priscilla says she was heartbroken when Lisa sold 85% of EPE. Of course she was. She was heartbroken because she wasn't going to be able to get a hold of that 85%. She deserves nothing, not a dime, not one. She's an ex-wife since 1973. She's an ex-wife. She's not a widow. She's not a wife. She's an ex-wife who, when the divorce settlement was done, it should have ended right there. But no. Her mother was still alive, and her mother probably was pushing all this. God.
Basically, what Priscilla's been doing since October 9th, 1973, she's been right up to this day. She's been demanded. She's been orchestrating and demanding spousal support.
Yeah. And she literally, honestly believes
She believes she's entitled to it. Yeah.
It's absolutely incredible. And what even makes it worse are the people that support her for it.
Yeah, I mean, she stole millions of dollars from her own daughter.
Yeah.
And then when her daughter finds out about it, and she pays the emotional price, she being Priscilla, by Lisa saying, disclaimer here, anybody that's offended by this, I apologize, but my
This is
opinion.
all for entertainment purposes only. These are just our opinions. I just threw that in there, Cam, for you.
What was I going to say?
I'm sorry.
No, it's my mind's running ahead of me. The mere fact that Lisa found it out and she took the stance afterwards to say, knowing what she already knew about her mother, that her mother didn't want her, so uh, the emotional relationship with her mother was already fractured beyond repair at that point. And then when Lisa came to find out Priscilla's theft, and Lisa basically took the stance to say, fuck you, I don't want anything involved. I don't want you anywhere involved with anything I touch or what my father had to do with. And I'm going to make sure that you can't get hold of anything. Priscilla has the audacity to turn around and go against Lisa's wishes by trying to take her to court in absence posthumously and say, oh, that the will my daughter made out was faked or forged. Really?
Yeah, you're right. Look what Nadia says. I didn't know. This doesn't surprise me. I like what she calls her, Priscilla. Did you know that Priscilla got Bridget Cruz to buy the domain name Queen of Rock and Roll?
What the fuck? This woman just makes my blood boil. She has no fucking inclination about music whatsoever. She can't even
she thinks that because she, and I didn't really even realize it until afterward because I was not a fan of the Philharmonic albums. I did not like those at all. They were just they're not Elvis. But she's talking about, oh, Elvis would have loved these, but I didn't know it was her that was involved with the production of it, or involved with the concept and all that. But I heard her interview about it, saying that Elvis would have loved this production. I don't think he would have, because it sounded like it should have been something that would be played at a July 4th celebration. All the what's those songs that the William Tell and all that. It wasn't the introduction of songs like "Burning Love" and all that. It's just freaking ridiculous. Elvis was rock and roll. He was
going back to the stuff she said back at the time when those things came out. I remember her saying that Elvis never had the opportunity to play with a big brass band. Okay, like where have you been for the last umpteen amount of years? What the hell did he do in Hawaii, for example? What did he do in Vegas?
Yeah.
Was Joe and the orchestra just there sitting behind the stage because they had the best tickets in the house, and they just happened to have violins and trumpets and saxophones and gongs and all those. Oh no, they just happened to be there right next to their seats. Oh yeah,
And
Elvis
Elvis
never
only used
played with a
those.
big band.
And Elvis only used those in songs like, they were predominant in songs like, American Trilogy and Bridge Over Troubled Waters and songs like that. When they were cranking out the hits like Burning Love and all that, and Suspicious Minds, you probably got
Yeah,
a few horns and stuff like that in there, but there wasn't an orchestra sound. It was just overdubs like, because rock and
yeah.
roll is rock and roll.
I
You
mean,
can put any instrument into a rock and roll song, but you don't put a freaking orchestra like that. Not in my taste.
I mean, Gershel said it himself. He said the only time they used the full orchestra was at Madison Square Garden.
Hmm.
He said that was the only time they used the entire orchestra. He said, but other times they would mainly only use a
Yeah,
small section of the brass section and a small section of the string section.
yeah. I think they had a total of like 15 people from an orchestra that
Yeah,
toured with them.
yeah.
A few horns, a few strings. That was enough for a stadium. Plenty enough.
But he never played any big brass band,
Yeah,
right?
she's a freaking idiot. All right, so what do we got here? Let's finish this up. Did we lose Kyle? Kyle might be at work. He may have he may have something going. He may just be listening in. It leaves us with inconsistencies, yeah. Omissions, yeah. Motive and timing. Well, we know what the motive is. So that's kind of laid it out into like a series. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna get rid of this. Stop that. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. We'll go here. Let's get rid of that. I see where I got.
Oh, Kyle is listening.
Oh, is he? Okay. I didn't know if he left because I just want to thank him for this breakdown because it was it was a good one. Really informative. The one I did, man, we would have had to do 2 weeks of episodes to get so freaking in depth. Let me see. I might have to upload it. Hold on a second. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Nope. Okay. So this is pretty cool. I hope I can get it to fit in here. So it's going to cover up the whole screen here. But oh Jesus! Think I'm going to read that? I don't think that's going to happen. It kind of breaks it down. I can just scan it back and forth. So it talks about the topic. So the topic it does a chart comparison. Started relationship, Priscilla with Elvis and me. Platonic, innocent. Elvis treated her like a sister. This is an Elvis and me. In Softly as I Leave You, frames relationship as more romantic by 17. Lisa says Priscilla worried about pregnancy weight, wanted to have an abortion. This is actually pretty good. If anybody's interested in this, I'll send it to you. I'm not going to go for it line by line, but this is actually a good breakdown. Good job, Kyle, man. You did great shit. Makes it easy, because I was, it's easier to me. I really didn't want to. I probably would have gotten a strike if I'd done it, but I didn't want to be reading through Priscilla's book being so brand new. So this put it all together in just a great snapshot,
I would love to be a fly on the wall. When I say fly on the wall, somebody like Riley's husband or somebody that's like really close to the inside circle to really know Riley's thoughts on this whole shitstorm about Priscilla's book, because we knew it, right? But the moment it became known, everybody knew that, oh, she's just coming out with a book to trash what Lisa said in her book, and she's done exactly that. I bet you she didn't even use her previous book as a point of reference while writing this book, because the contradictions are fucking they continents apart. That's how big the contradictions are. And then she sits there on the, oh my goodness, with that fucking plastic face. She looks like a reptile.
Yeah, I
She
went back
honestly
and
looks
started
like a
watching some.
reptile.
Yeah, I mean, when she laughs, she literally can't move her face into a smile. She gets
No.
a little bit of it, and it's like it's actually like some kid's plastic vinyl doll that it had for years, and it's been run over by the car a few times. You know?
Yeah, she looks like the female version of Chucky.
Yeah, bibbity bobbity and boo. I think let's do that. So anybody, let's read some comments. Let's have a little discussion, then we're gonna head out of here. I have to look up about that. There was some things brought up in here. All right, so I'm gonna make an announcement on Discord. I'll put an announcement on the post, my community post. If you guys subscribe to my channel, make sure you hit the notifications, and I'll put it up there. And we'll do a quick watch of the rest of this video, and we'll just have a good laugh. So I'll do it one day this week. I'll probably do it about the same time we did this, because it seems like it's a good time for everybody. And the video is only 50. Well, we've only got like 35 minutes left of video, but we'll just play it. It's 50 minutes long, and it'll take, we do it at 4, it'll be done by 5. And so, because it's not going to really be, we'll have a little bit of a chat, but if y'all are interested in watching it, then I'll put it out there, and we'll just do a nice Zoom watch. And we'll see how that goes. It'll be a nice test run for the Aloha from Hawaii next week. Did you disappear again?
No, I've been here.
Oh, okay. I saw you pop back up, but I guess you had your camera off for a second. So, yeah,
just
okay.
One thing I will,
Nadia, it will be on Zoom. And that way, all you got to do is have internet, and it'll be private. It'll only be us in the Zoom. It won't be on YouTube. So I can play anything without copyright claim in a private Zoom. Yeah. So if you're interested in that, email me. Just send me an email and say, hey, it's Nadia, and I'll send you the link. I'll just start sending. I'll put together a
generic email.
Yeah, I'll put together a group email with all the names that want to be in it. And if you guys don't want to join, don't join. That's fine. But even join the party or whatever I announce. But I'll just send out a generic one, and I can also do it. Friend me on Facebook. I can send it through Messenger also, and I can put it in the Elvis-A-Z Facebook group, because only those part of that group will see it. Now, I've had a few people wanting to join my Facebook group, but I've been declining them. So because they're not answering the questions. I've got certain questions. Like one of the questions is, what was the last song Elvis sang? And then the other question is, what are the name of Elvis's grandchildren? And so, or Lisa Marie's children. I can't remember how I worded it. And then you do agree. They don't answer them. And then when I go to look at their profile to see if I can find out anything, connections with other people, there's nothing there. So they're either just some of these little trolls that troll sites, or there's just somebody trying to that are trying to get in the middle of the group and find out the extortion that I'm out there doing.
Just for you guys to know, Zoom is pretty easy. You download it. It's a small application, and you can sign into Zoom. You don't have to create a separate account to sign into Zoom if you don't want to. You can sign into Zoom through your Gmail account. But that's how simple it is. It's a small application. You download it onto your phone or onto your laptop or onto your smart TV, and you sign in with your Google account, and that's it.
Yeah, you should be able to watch it on your TV if it's a smart TV, and you can log into Zoom. Download the Zoom app for your smart TV, and you can log into it. And all you got to do is just put in the link that I send, for the watch party, and then you can just watch it on the TV. You won't, if you got a way to chat while you're doing it. I don't know. I don't have my TV's. It used to be smart, but it's gotten kind of dumb lately. I use my computer more than I use anything. So, but let's do a trial run. Let's see, what's today? Monday? Let's just say Wednesday at 4 o'clock. Wednesday, 4 o'clock, we'll do a Zoom. I'm going to send it out. If you're part of Facebook, put a friend request to me, and then we can Messenger. I'll put a group together for Messenger, or join my Elvis-A-Z, answer the questions, and then I'll bring you in, and it'll be information will be in there. And of course an email too. You got the email, and there's all kinds of ways you can text me too. My phone number is pretty well known out there. I put it scrolls right across the screen right above us. It goes right across like every 5 minutes, every 30 seconds. That's the phone number right above us right now. 1-770-580. Text me. Just text me and I'll put you in my contacts. And I'll text it to you. That's even easier. So, and guess what I learned today? I learned I learned it a couple of weeks ago, right after somebody made a police report about me. I called the police department right afterwards and found it was a joke. So that's how I figured out. It was the first time I'd ever made an international call. So I figured it out. I made an international call today and spoke to one of our followers, and so I've got that down. So anyways, text me if you can, if you got the ability to do it without any charges. But the easiest ways are Discord, WhatsApp. Oh, Jesus, there's a shitload of them. Messenger, email. There's no reason why not to be able to get in touch with me. I love hearing from everybody. I get emails now from a lot of people. I probably got about a dozen people that email me pretty much on a regular basis, and they fill me in on stuff, and they tell me stuff and share stuff, and it's really cool. I love doing it. Calls on WhatsApp are free. That's right. And if you ever feel like calling me and talking to me, I'm here. Barry White is in the house.
Oh, my soul.
Hey, baby. What you calling? It's 3 o'clock in the morning. What you need? Oh no, I don't deliver hamburgers. Sorry, bye. So stupid shit. Keep in mind the radio. I'm gonna put out some notifications for what we got going this week. And starting on this Sunday is the Gospel Hour at 9 a.m. We're going to be doing that. I'm going to be doing that once a month, the first Sunday of every month. I'm going to do the Gospel Hour on the radio, Blue Moon Radio. And Kyle is part of it now. He's an admin part of it. And I need to add Cam in there too. I don't know if you can you?
What's that?
Huh?
What's that? If
My
I can
Blue
what?
Moon Radio, because of the location.
Yes, if I connect to a VPN and I get a US server. Yes,
okay, I'll add you as an admin too, and I'll send you the email. All you gotta do is, it just gives you the ability to schedule stuff. I don't know if you want to do that or not, but it's up to you. You can add stuff, add songs and all that. So Kyle and I are gonna do some documentary stuff in there and just add some stuff. I'm gonna start putting on the radio or inside the studio too, so you can listen to. And I'm looking at making creating an app specifically for Blue Moon Radio, so you don't have to go through all that logging into 365. It'll automatically take you straight to Blue Moon Radio, and you'll be able to Bluetooth it to your car radio, or however you Bluetooth stuff.
Nadia, the number that you're looking for is currently scrolling across the top of the screen. That's the number you can use.
Yeah, that's the number you can use. So country access code is 1. So however you dial that, I learned that on the cell phone. You got to press and hold 0 until the plus sign comes up, and then you put in that number.
Plus 1.
I've never called me from another country, so I'm not for sure exactly. But but like I said, just text me, leave me a message if you want to call me and talk. Just send me an email and we'll set up a time. I'm pretty much available anytime. usually, lately I've been trying to get a little more sleep at night, but it doesn't work out. I wind up all night and I'm sleeping until around 11. But anyways, message me, email, Gmail me, what else? WhatsApp me, Discord me. I'm winded. This has been fun. Good one. And let's see. What's that? The Blue Moon. The Blue Moon voice. Yeah. What calls on WhatsApp are free. Yeah, that's how Cam and I talk. We talk on WhatsApp. Through the phone. We do it video. We video call most of the time. Smart TV, but I'm not tech smart. I'm in the Facebook group, but is there another for you? I've only got one Facebook group, contrary to falsehoods out there. I am not A-Z Roadrunner. Never have, never will be. That was a farce that was pulled on somebody. That whole thing were fake. That was a catfish. I've never, ever put out a channel, and I never talked in whoa man, dude, I've never talked in rap language, and I've never written in rap language, whatever you want to call it. So it's absolutely a joke, and it's an embarrassment to whoever whoever believes that I actually created those messages and created that. What was that YouTube channel supposedly I made something about something about the noise. Elvis something stupid. It was really stupid. Sounded like Eminem having a breakdown. It just I put it. Go to my community post, and you'll see I posted the disclaimer about that, about saying that it was a joke, and all the accusations that were made towards me were false. There's I don't have I've never the worst thing I have on my record is a speeding ticket from 30 years ago, and so it's absolutely hilarious.
I mean, who's gonna create a Facebook page that says DA dash devil in dash DA skies SKIES devil in disguise? Whoever thought?
In the Discord channel too.
Yeah,
where I was A-Z Roadrunner. What stupid! And then what was said in there is go to my community post. You'll see a picture I put on my dispute of the whole thing, just to get it cleared out there that that was never created by me. And this is what I said in it. For those of you who didn't read it, I put the claim in there. I said, if anybody ever can prove that I had that channel was ever a part of it, I will delete my YouTube channel the next day. That's how much the fact that they can't find proof. It's an embarrassment to other people. So, that's why I'm happy. I'm thrilled. I'm just moving right along. That's why I've kept my mouth shut until now. On everything, and it just it unhinges people, and I'm happy. My hinges are tight. Well, that didn't sound too good, did it? I got tight hinges. I think I better leave while I'm on a good note. I just checked. She's appearing in Edinburgh on Sunday. Tickets are available for £39, and that includes a copy of her new book. She's not making much money from this. Natalie goes, I can't rap at all. Pepe Le Puke, I need Roadrunner. Oh, yeah. You on Elvis time. All right, guys, listen. This has been a fun one. Thanks for joining us. We're finished with Priscilla's book. I'm done. I think we've said enough. We know what a joke she is. And, she's got her two little minions right next to her that they're fighting. It's a cat fight. I had a name for it the other day. It's a cat fight in 3D. The Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo Girls. You got Ginger Alden, Priscilla Presley, and Donna Pritchett. Not Presley. She's not a Presley. She may have DNA, but so does Billy Smith. He would have had more right to change his name to Presley than anybody.
Well, hell, I'm sure if I search far enough, you'll probably find I have DNA to Elvis's mother, but I'm not going to change my surname to Presley.
Yeah, I could do the same thing and just start calling myself Moses. All right, bye, Patty. Bye, Nadja. Thank you. You guys are freaking awesome. I love every one of you. You guys are just a blast. Donna is, they're both calling out Priscilla. That's why it's a snap fight. Sally.
We'll call you Moses Runner.
Moses Runner. Yeah, Moses and my tablets, my Ten Commandment tablets.
Moses and his burning bush.
Yeah. You said it, not me. All right, so I didn't upload a new song so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out. Let's just go out with what we did because it's a good theme anyways for who we've been talking about. So you guys, here's a little bit of Elvis. If I get kicked off, it's fine because we're leaving anyways. Here's a little bit of Devil in Disguise.
Thank you, guys.
You look like an angel.